think in the entertainment industry, there are always hurdles that you can't see coming. And I like to joke that they can sometimes be champagne problems. Like as opportunities get more abundant and it's a higher level, there's new mindset challenges in terms of, okay, I know I'm up against, let's say hypothetically like star names. How do I just keep putting my best foot forward and doing my best work without getting attached to outcome? Knowing that
Right.
like what's for you is for you, and you just keep going. So I think I have, since we last spoke, found new again champagne problems that I look back and say my younger self would be jumping up and down to know that I was discouraged about not getting this role. That's incredible. That's a win, right?
Right.
And also just it being exciting and saying, okay, that means I'm in the midst of this. That means I'm playing the game. And now we're in the midst of, an actor's strike.
Hmm.
So that's another one that I just keep telling myself, we can have a really slow year in a year that there is not a strike. So how do we condition ourselves and our nervous system to continue to stay creatively inspired and connected to other artists in the midst of challenging times and transition?
So I like that. I like that we dove because I want to dive into that because like say you are having a very successful year and everything is rocking and rolling and you're kind of just in your groove and then something unexpected happens like this strike, right? And I feel like a lot of people would take that as, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? Like I had all this. What if this strike ends and it doesn't happen now? What if they decide they greenlit it at this point, but now they're not and they're going to back off and I'm going to lose everything I was working so hard to get and I'm at this point. How do you begin the acceptance process of that, knowing that you have to be able to accept whatever the outcome is, whether it continues to rock and roll the way it was prior or whether it's a whole different path after? How do you start that acceptance process to know sometimes there are things that are just not in your control and you have to be okay with that?
So I don't mean to be Pollyanna because I think it's really important to feel our feelings if we're ever disappointed or scared. And I think it's important to hold space for them, have safe people around you, have a journal, whatever serves you, right? But also acknowledge that if we don't hold things with an open palm in this business, we can be filming day one, a new project, and they decide to go in a different direction because you don't look right opposite the lead, and it's just the chemistry's not there, and it breaks everybody's heart. But we have to move forward. So knowing that whether it's a strike or recasting or a project losing funding, there will always be these bumps in the road, and that's where I think if our financial security and our happiness weighs on those, like it is carried by those opportunities, it's going to be a roller coaster unlike anything else. So I think it's why I'm a huge fan of all the side hustles and having a full life and building a life outside of this business. Because yes, I love to acknowledge disappointment and allow myself to feel the hurt because it means I want it and I'm hungry and I'm going to keep going. But also that my self-worth is not aligned with it and that I need other means to keep the lights on.